All right, Buzz babies, I am live at Kansas City Planet Comicon with Onrie Kompan, and he does a really cool historical comic called Yisun Shin. He's got a new book called War Lion with a really cool Kansas City Planet Con convention exclusive variant, which is rad. How you doing, man? How's your show going?
Dude, this is wild. This is probably the best year I've ever had at Planet Comicon. It's really great, not only having Yisun Shin out there, but having my own creator-owned, new creator-owned book out there. It feels really great.
Nice. Do you come to Planet a lot?
Yeah. I've been doing this show every year since 2014.
Dude, very cool. Where are you from?
Chicago.
Okay, so not too far.
Yeah. This is in my neck of the woods.
So you're doing C2E2?
I'll be in C2E2 in a couple weeks. And
nice.
Yeah.
They always make these two like as close as they can, I feel like, man.
And it's literally like 3 conventions back to back. Like as soon as I'm done here, I'm going to Cleveland, and then I'm coming back home for that show. And it's been that'll be 4 conventions.
Wow.
Yeah,
and I see you hustling when people are walking by. I think your booth looks great. You got great banners. You got some cool stuff. You say, and it looks like you're moving books. I'm watching you move books, so that's cool. Like, dude, what's advice? Like some advice for indie creators? Like, how do you get people's attention when they walk by? Like, how do you sell yourself? Like,
yeah.
Etiquette.
I think it's the best con etiquette that I can give is that you get better with rejection. So when you get rejected for a pitch that you did, you're learning something. Even though you may not necessarily get the sale, you're learning how to pitch your book better.
Nice.
And sometimes just going through that and reminding yourself, like, hey, not everybody's going to want to buy your book. Not everybody can afford to buy your book.
Yeah.
And to just kind of like try and have as thick skin about it as you can. Don't get upset. Just keep going. In all honesty, I've been in a pretty negative state all weekend, like mentally, but I don't allow that to show while I'm out here, because if I do, then I'm going to fail.
Yeah.
So I just keep on, I think to myself, all right, I'm out here, I'll work and I'll cry about it later. When no one's looking, I'll go cry about it later. But
yeah, you have a really cool historical comic with Yisun Shin, and that is when the Japanese were invading Korea, and they got a little cocky, and their navy couldn't hang right. Now it's beautifully illustrated. The writing wise, pacing, it's really cool. What kind of research did you do, and why this historical time period? Well, like what sparked this interest and wanted to make you tell this story?
That's a really interesting question. When I started out in comics, I really wanted to stand out. And I think that's something that a lot of independent creators have realized that they need to do in order to really sort of make their imprint in this field, like set your own individual footprint. And historical stuff at the time when I started working on Yisun Shin was not really tackled very much. Like, you had 300, but 300 was a very successful film, so I kind of like bridged off of that. And I'm a big Frank Miller fan.
Nice.
But even more than that, I'm a big comics fan. So as much as I researched Yisun Shin and the history of Yisun Shin, I've always been a student of comics and trying to make the story as engaging and entertaining as possible, utilizing whatever resources I can. And I've been very fortunate to work with some very talented people, and I love comics as an art form. It's my life 24/7. But as far as my research went, I also, for Yisun Shin, I was dedicated to it for about 2 years, just reading different books, actually going to Korea, learning the language, doing all kinds of cool stuff. So
very cool. So it's literally spanning international borders.
Yes.
You've traveled, you've researched. I think it shows in the narrative, man. Like I said, I really dig it. It's the pacing is really, everything's great. Like it reads like an adventure, right? But it hits even harder because of the realness of the story. And then now your new one, War Lion, which is, of course, it's a work of fiction, and you've got hotshot Dexter Wee, who just did some cool stuff with Immortal Studios and Ryland Grant. And I think he's going to be a name that more people are going to recognize.
Absolutely.
How'd you get connected with him?
Well, I've known Dexter a long time.
Cool.
I've been familiar with his work. He's been in this business for a very long time. And back in 2013, we were actually considering him to come on and pick up on Yisun Shin. that it only took 10 years later for us to come to that decision. So Dexter Wee is going to be finishing off Yi Sun-shin for us.
How many more issues? Like,
There's 2 more issues left.
That's gonna be 12 total or 14 total?
12 total.
Okay.
Yeah. So we got him coming on to do the last 2 issues, and I got connected to him through Sean McCardle for work, because I had come across Dexter's work on a book called The Führer and the Tramp, which is published by Source Point Press. It's my buddy Sean McCardle's like dream child, and it is a beautiful book. Dexter worked on it, and I got reacquainted with his work. But you know, Sean is I'm going to say he's a true craftsman. He understands sequential art, and when I came up to him and I asked him, hey, is it okay if I reach out to Dexter, because I love the work you guys did together, he was totally cool with it. And Dexter has been a true delight to work with. Very, very hardworking guy, and he understands this format. He's a student of comics as well, so it makes the collaboration really great and a lot of fun.
Very cool. Now, I know Yi Sun-shin has been on Kickstarter. War Lion,
Yeah, it's coming to Kickstarter.
it's going to come.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
So this is like, you're kind of doing test runs for yourself right now.
Kind of right now, yeah. I would say it's a test run. And again, this goes back to what I was saying before, like, you know, giving the advice out to creators, like, I'm learning how to sell this.
Yeah.
You know, because it's a new book. So I got to learn what's the quickest way I can do it. How can I hone this down to a science? Because I already got it with Yi Sun-shin. I've been doing it for 12, 13 years. This is a brand new book. So it's always learning that pitch, figuring it out, and just keep going. Sometimes the results are there, sometimes they're not.
Yeah.
You know, you just learn, you're fine, and, you know, keep going. That's it. No one can tell you can or can't do this. And that's the thing. A lot of people are sometimes looking for the exception into the industry, but you don't need that. If you decide you want to work in comics,
Please do it.
you are anointed and you are officially in comics.
Well, give me the elevator pitch, baby. Sell me on War Lion. Sell our viewers on War Lion.
I'll show you guys how I've refined the pitch. So War Lion's actually a tribute to my stillborn child. It's about an old warrior passing his legacy on to his daughter. And it's basically Blade, Demolition Man, and Logan all rolled into one. And like Blake was saying, we have a exclusive for this show, and it's going for $20. What we're going to be doing on Kickstarter is financing our offset print, which is going to allow us to bring the price of the book down. And we're going to also get these books out into the mass market. We're making it a 3-issue series, and we're already 50% done with our second issue in terms of the illustration. So I'm hoping next year we'll have War Lion 2 out.
Very cool, man. I really dug the issue. I love that it's oversized. I love Dexter's art. The villain is gnarly and creepy and just like very, very menacing. I'm very excited to see
That's what I love
where
to
you
hear.
take it. Real quick, like let everybody know, where's a good place to find you online? Where do
Sure.
you keep track of you?
So I do live sales, and I'm always selling comics. If you guys want to scan this QR code, however you guys want to do it, just take a picture of your screen or whatever, and then it'll take you to all my social medias. I'll tell you when I'm going to be online selling comics, and I sell my stuff. I sell everybody else's stuff too. I'm a big proponent for independent creator-owned books, and yeah, that's where you can find me. Just Onrie Kompan on Facebook if you just want to look me up. Type in my name. Same with Instagram, all that other stuff.
Very cool, man. Well, it was a pleasure to get to talk to you and meet you. I'm a big fan of what you're doing, and I'll let you know when this goes up on YouTube and all that good stuff.
I'm a big fan of you too, Blake. Thank you
sir.
so much for having me on your show.